Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Today is gonna be a calm day. It's gonna be a very calm morning. Um, I'm tired, and you know, yeah, I'm tired. Uh, so let's get into it. Damn, why is it so loud still, bro? Like I can't hear myself and shit. All right, so today was actually also a calm day. So not only have I been very calm, but um, today's strategy went pretty well. I mean, it went exceptionally well. So that already tells you that I have a win, and that is true. So today's trade journal entry is going to be August 20th, 2025. We're on New York session. This was the 13th trade out of 100. We have 87 remaining, and today consisted of one win with 2 contracts. Now that don't sound a lot, and that might make you think probably like a little bit, but fortunately, surprisingly, today was the most profits we have ever received in ever, like in a day, at least in a day. I'm not saying the whole week, but in a day. Like this is the most we have ever made in a day. And today's P&L consists of $543. Yes. Yes. For the people that are nerds and geeks and trade on E-mini instead of micro E-mini first for simulation and demo assessment, that's $5,430 for you nerds. But for me, it's $543, and that's enough for half of my rent. So today's bias was bearish, no high impact news to influence direction. Pre-market was quiet with consolidation, and so much consolidation I was considering getting off and going to bed. Price tapped the bearish fair value gap key level twice. The second time after extended 5-minute. Wait, what? What am I typing here? What am I writing? What is my brain doing? I am a system. Price tapped the bearish fair value at key level twice, the second time after extended 5-minute consolidation. Okay, you gotta read the whole thing sometimes. Then confirmed bias with the breaker structure to the downside. Hello. But before it confirmed bias, I needed a fair value gap. So I don't know why I left that out. I am half asleep, as usual. Today's setup, continuation short setup. Breaker structure, bearish fair value gap alignment, confirmed bias, and gave entry validation. Today's entry was a short entry after breaker structure and bearish fair value gap formed, took 2 contracts, and I moved my take profit multiple times as price kept breaking structure to the downside. So you guys will see in the charts when I show you, but yeah. Anyway, hold on. Okay. So, yeah, today's short entry after breaker structure and bearish fair value gap formed, took 2 contracts to move take profit multiple times as price kept breaking structure to the downside. That's right. What I did well, stayed patient through early consolidation and avoided FOMO. I'll explain that. I need to start like getting in the groove of like explaining like when I'm in the charts and not through here, so you guys don't like get lost. So I don't get lost. Oh, my neck. Yeah, stayed patient through early consolidation and avoided FOMO shorts on the first leg down. Waited for confirmation before entering. Managed trade by adjusting TP with structured breaks or structure breaks. What I will improve: reduce hesitation and confirmation aligns, or reduce hesitation when confirmation aligns. I could have scaled earlier at confirmation, for bigger profits. But hey, sorry, excuse me. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. And plus, I would have been just like, disrespecting my strategy and the whole setup. And I was pretty sure it was bearish bias again. So, I mean, 2 key level taps. The first one didn't count because it took an hour for the second one to happen. So the second one counted. And then after that, it was just game. And I also need to improve better risk management. I'm not saying like, well, it didn't happen today. Today was just straight fucking baller. But there's other days where, if I was on a funded, like, you have like a daily drawdown limit, like a trail limit that you can hit. And you don't want to like do that because you could, I guess, close your account. I don't know much about fundeds, but I heard about this on TikTok, so I'm just applying it now. But I need to be careful about my daily trailing drawdown limit or something like that, because if like it counts while my entry is active, I believe what that TikTok said, where if I take a trade, I'm gonna use my mouse as a representation here on screen. So if I enter, let's say at the bottom here, no, if I enter at the middle here and my bias is bearish, if I enter here and my max trailing draw limit or something like that, it's called, is under this bar, if price retraces into here but goes down, this could consider as an account closure, I guess, because I'm risking too much, even though my bias is correct. Like, even if my bias is correct and it was just a retrace, like just to continue downwards, I guess. So if price goes up and my daily draw limit is hit, I believe, then even if it continues downward, just barely, that counts as, I guess, breaking the rules in terms of policy for the account. So even if I make, like, let's say today, I make $543, but my daily drawdown limit is 80 or 90. If price moves up and hits that area and it gets that much, then obviously that's too much risk, I believe. It'd be more like 100, maybe like 200, I don't know, but who knows? I would have to look into this because this is new to me as well. So I'm gonna have to work on that, because I'm not saying it happened this week. I'm not saying it happened that much last week, but it did happen last week a couple times. I'd say like at least once or twice, maybe during one session, maybe during different sessions, I don't remember, but it definitely did happen a couple times during the first week for sure. It hasn't happened this week though, because I mean, I've been doing really good this week. So, but other than that, I just need to be more careful. So let's get into the charts, and let me show you guys what I was working with today. Yes. Anyway, it's laggy. I gotta let the FPS load up. Let me adjust myself accordingly so we can do this correctly. Dude, I got my hoodie on. It's the end of August. Anytime it comes near like my birthday, I just know it's gonna start being cold, and I'm excited. Anyway, so why is this not full screen? So for today, if we can extend this as it looked when I was on the charts, that'd be great. So as you guys can see, I now since yesterday I've had this line here to show you guys where 5 a.m. starts. Oh, I forgot to put 6:30 for you guys. There we go. So as you guys can see, 6:30 New York Open. It didn't happen like this immediately. It was a more of like, up here as you can see. Wow. But so as you guys can see, this is a 1 hour fair value gap. That's bearish. 5 a.m. right here. Price goes down, and I'm not going to count all of this. This is more like consolidation. It's not more like full taps, because it goes down and all this and that, and it taps, goes down, and it didn't really give me any confirmation here. I mean, I was on multiple charts and time frames, switching back and forth. I've been really utilizing the 3 and 15 and 30 minute, but I wasn't really getting any good, setup confirmations to move forward from this key level tap, which is like step 2. But this bullish order block was able to push price back up, and I guess we just avoided this entirely. We also have a bearish order block here, so it was kind of like confusing of what would happen in my eyes, but we ended up tapping it, and this was originally here, but I just wanted to show you guys. So we ended up tapping this bearish fair value gap, and this didn't form yet at 6:30, but 6:30 happened, and it just started going lower and lower, and it got to here when I was waiting for some form of break of structure or SMT or inverse fair value gap. I knew an inverse fair value gap was not going to form. I knew that, because we're going all the way down here on New York Open after tapping key level. There's no way in hell we would have, and then no, you would need a holy miracle for that to happen. But I knew SMT wasn't happening either, because I was comparing on both screens and they were doing the same thing. So I needed a break of structure. So I waited for here, but when I got to here, like around this area, I didn't get to here or anything. It got to here and it just dumped, and I was like, okay, so now I need to wait for a break of structure here. You can see this fair value gap. We'll talk about that in a second. We break structure here, as you can see, and then break structure from here as well, and we just continue downwards. At this point, it's a downtrend. It's a break of structure to the downside, and it's continuing as a downtrend. So it was around here where I got this confirmation, fair value gap. Even though it's kind of in between here, and I was kind of skeptical at first, I waited. I was like, you know what? I need a better confirmation that this is going to continue downwards, because we're not even at this key level yet. But right when I said that, we were around here when I said that in my head, and it just dumps. Like, it just hit these 2 lowered session key levels and just dumps, and I was like, wow. Like, I was not able to keep up. We kept going and then kept going, and this was originally my confirmation for like okay, I just need like inverse or break of structure for entry, and I needed a break of structure to confirm it. I didn't realize that when it dumped, it had broke past these 2, and I didn't know it was so close. Like, I didn't know this was right here, but this one is all the way back there, and I can't go back there. But anyway, it dumped, and it took a while, consolidate a little bit inside of it. It just dumped, and that's when I took my entry right here. It has broken structure multiple times. It's giving me a lot of confirmation for a bearish bias, and there's no news to influence it. So I entered, and after some, figuring out that trading view mechanics are still doggy water, I was able to get in, get it filled. It would have been more like right here, but whatever. I entered and it just kept going down. And my TP was originally like right here on this red line. That doesn't seem like a lot, but at the time it was like, it looked like this to me. So it was like long wicks and whatnot, or long candles, sorry. But I was holding it. I was holding the TP, and I was just moving it every so often. If it got close to it, I would move it here. But then it just dumps. It just kept dumping. And I got to here when everything started consolidating. So since we've already entered, let's switch to 1 minute time frame. So you can see consolidation, and it's more like retracements at this point. But we got small little bit of candle for, some type of retracement, some type of consolidation to show like a little, buy side power, still stepping in, still there, still trying to fight back. But nothing happened. It gets a little bigger, and then boom, we can tell that, buyers are trying to step in here, and it's just not strong enough. So it continued downward. And originally here, I had my TP set here, and you can see that it tapped it, but I moved it. Same way here. I just moved it. And I didn't think, oh shoot. I hate when it does that. Wow, dude. If you guys can see what happens on my screen, you'd be like, what the hell? But, okay, this did not happen before, but I did not think it was going to go past here, and I did not think it would go past here, because that means we would be going very low just to get past this level. So I set my TP here though, just in case, and it consolidated for a bit, and it took a while just to get to here, dude. It took a while. And we started, dumping, and my TP hit. I didn't move it or nothing. I just set it right there and I left it. I was done. Because at that point is when I had made my $543 and I no longer wanted to be a part of any of this. I'm not gonna lie. I did try to enter off of here for it to retrace. I had already marked this out right here. Not as a liquidity line since this has already taken it out, but as a resistance line because of the fair value gap as well. And I couldn't get in. So I used this market thing, and it just it sent me up to the roof. I guess slippage was not a good idea during this, but it sent me up to the roof, and I lost like half of yesterday's P&L. So that's that. But at the end of the day, you live and you learn. But it was like $80. I don't really care. I was just trying something, man. I was like, why am I not getting in? What does these do? Because I know what limit does. I can get in with limit. I know that. I don't know what stop does. Well, actually, I know what stop does. It gets me in sometimes, but it's just like, if I want to get in right here, sometimes it'll get me down here, and I don't like that. But this is like, dude, why does it do that? Stop is weird, bro. Like, stop is just weird. Like, if I want to get in on this yellow line right here, it'll send me down here if I'm shorting it. If I'm shorting it, it'll send me like, or no, if I'm buying. It just depends. Like, it's either up or down. Like, it's so weird. And it'll either have me in the negative before I even get equal and whatnot. I would need to like get all the way up here just to get to like even and whatnot. It was so stupid, bro. Like, it's stupid. But market is crazy. I'm never doing that again. Never doing that again. So, that's basically it for today. Not much happened. I wasn't really paying attention to S&P afterwards because I mean I had it on my screen on the right, so I was watching them as they went, but I was mostly paying attention to Nasdaq because this is crazy. So this from this stretch to here, it would have been like a couple thousand. So what I made today would have been 5,430 from E-mini, not micro E-mini, just E-mini. But I'm guessing from the top here all the way to this bottom, if you were able to get this, I'm wondering how much it would be. Like, can you even make that much, like, through a funded on a 50K balance? Because I know, like, usually you make like 2,000, 3,000, or you know, as much as I did today, but this has to be like 15, because I mean this is like double the length, or not double, but you know, take this length and times it by 2. But hey, don't care. I got my P&L today. Oh, look at that. Dude, we're not going past this, dude. There's no way. Oh yeah, we're not. You guys are cooked. But, oh yeah, you guys are cooked, dude. We're still taking out lows. Good luck. Whoever's still on the charts, for anybody. This would be 9, 10, 11, 11:30 a.m. over in Eastern time. Good luck. Because, I'm hopping off, dude. So that was for today's P&L and trade journal entry, of course. Short video as per usual, or not per usual, but you know, reasonable, of course, because I mean not much happened, nothing crazy like, dude, it fucking went up to the roof and then it went down to the fucking floor and then it bounced around and it shook ass. Nah, it just sent the fucking rocket downwards and it crashed into the floor, man. So, anyway, sorry if I sound a little fucking depressed or whatever and you couldn't just stand it or whatever, because I know some people hate the way people sound like mellow or sad. Like, there's people out there like that. They're like, why do you sound sad, bro? Like, my bad, I don't sound fucking acoustic every single second of my day. Like, I'm not trying to be excited every second of my life, bro. Let me live my life. But I'm just tired, man. I need to sleep. I need to get like full-blown 12 hours of sleep, and I got work tonight. So anyway, my birthday's tomorrow, so wish me a happy birthday. No, I'm kidding. You guys will see me later. Haha. Yep, I'm working on my birthday too. I'm working tonight and I'm working tomorrow night. I'm working Friday night and I'm working Saturday night. Don't care. I'm locked in. There's no reason for me to do anything. I don't even got money, to be honest. I don't got nothing to do. I ain't got no friends. I ain't got no girl. I ain't got nothing. And I don't even got money. All I got is a car, a job, and this. Do you see why I'm doing this?